Hey, welcome to my channel. How are you? If you're new here, my name is Kim, and today I have a pick a card reading for you regarding, wow, it's so robotic. Oh, okay. Hi, welcome to my channel. Today I have a pick a card reading for you regarding your life purpose. I'm not going to sit here and say that I have all the answers and I know everything and this is your life purpose and this is what you must do. We're just going to get clues about your life purpose. This is a general reading, so you have to only take the messages that resonate with you and leave the rest for those who resonate with those other messages. If you are new here and you've never ever watched a pick a card reading before, I will explain to you in a moment how it works. But I just want to start off with explaining why this is so important to me, this topic. I have been very confused about my life purpose for many years. I remember coming out of high school and not knowing what to do, what school to go to, versus all of my friends who were like, oh, I'm going to major in this and minor in this and I'm going to do this and blah, 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 blah. Like they knew, a lot of them did. I'm going to go to this school, and you know they went ahead and did the SATs and everything like that and did their application, and I was just like, wait a minute, what am I going to do? I literally had no idea. So I went to college and then was like bored out of my mind. I just did not find the reason for going, and so I took a gap year to explore different ideas, to question things, to really just be a blank canvas. And then I said to myself, if it's right for me, the perfect school will find me and I will go back to school no matter how old I am, because there is no age limit to education and educating yourself. Fast forward 10 years later, I'm 28 now, and I'm very glad that I took those years to explore, to question, and to do things a little bit differently. I have so much more clarity than I had when I was 18. And I remember back then just being so deathly afraid that I was always going to have this uncertainty and like this feeling of being lost and not knowing what to do. And I knew, like in the back of my head, just hold on. Put your foot forward. Keep moving forward. Essentially, I knew that if I just kept, walking as slowly as I needed to, or as slowly as I could, and trying to figure things out as best as I possibly could, that eventually something is going to give and something's going to catch, and I'm going to find out the next piece of my puzzle. And honestly, you guys, a lot of that had to do with people sharing their gifts and talent on YouTube and the internet, and me learning from people on the internet. And while it's benefiting them for me to watch, which is like the magic of the algorithm, right? It's also benefiting me, and it was a win-win situation. And I'm so glad that people share their talents and their gifts and their thoughts and what have you with the world. And that's kind of why I'm here today. I want to give you a clue, a message, your next puzzle piece to your life purpose. And that's, it could be why you came across this video. There's a reason why you're here, whether you think it's the product of an incredible algorithm or it's magic, it's law of attraction. I'm going to try and tune into real clues and messages about your life purpose, something that can hopefully fill in a gap for you. I'm not making any promises. This is a general reading. This is why I always reiterate, take the messages that resonate and leave the rest, because some messages might not be for you, or maybe they are for you, I don't know. But feel free to share down below what you think about it. Now, if you're new here and you've never done this before, you have 5 choices this time. It varies from different readings or different videos, but today I have 5. I'll go ahead and insert the images up here. Go ahead and pause the video if you need more time to choose. Meditate on the image or the images and jump down to the timestamps section chapter bar, or you can check the description box and jump to the reading that way. Pick the one that really calls out to you. Pick the one that you gravitate to the most. Pick the one that you want to teleport to or transport to or go to. Pick the one that you really feel in your bones, that you have a connection to. Go ahead and take a few deep breaths. Again, pause the video if you need more time. Let's see some messages about your life purpose. Okay, let's get started. All right, group 1. Messages about your life purpose. Okay, so what is it that you are meant to do, right? That is a big question. We've got a ton of self-help gurus out there trying to help you figure out, or trying to help us figure out what our purpose is. I'm going to try my best to help you using this tool, which has truly helped me. Okay, so you have the 6 of Wands, the 9 of Wands, and the Magician, and then you also have the Knight of Cups. Group 1, Knight of Cups on the bottom of the deck. And then you have the 6 of Wands, 9 of Wands, and the Magician. So you could be a water sign, Pisces, Scorpio, or Cancer. You don't have to be. But your life purpose here really entails creativity. There could be competition in your field, such as music or fine arts or something like that. I'm also hearing like building or architecture for a lot of you. But basically you are creating something functional yet beautiful. Okay? Functional yet beautiful. That makes me think of architecture in Rome, Italy, Venice, France even, Japan, like, you know, those like very classic architecture. And I feel like you're going to be bringing that back. Do you know how like sometimes I feel like we are uninspired, or no, I'm uninspired by certain modern architecture? Like certain modern buildings aren't exactly nice or beautiful to look at. They're just like a block, right? You are going to add an element of art in a building is what I'm getting. Because this card here, it really reminds me of like a woodworking table. It also reminds me of masonry. And with the Knight of Cups being romantic, poetic almost. It tells me that you're definitely going to add that element of sensuality to something functional. It doesn't have to be architecture or construction per se. I mean, it could be product design even. Some of you are designers for sure. I'm getting that very strongly. Some of you are designers. Snake on the bottom of the deck. Again, that sensuality coming out. Crossroads and the Rider. So yeah, there is a sense of confusion. Like, I think that you have many options. You have various ways that you can go about your life purpose, but as a general sense, I was just giving you potential ways that you can, you know, proceed forward if you're feeling confusion. It definitely has something to do with art and beauty and aesthetics for sure. Something innovative. Give me clues, please, Spirit, about group 1's life purpose, what they are meant to do. Opposition, balance, relates, mirrors, interacts, confronts, makes conscious, manifest. Disciplines. And then you also get trine, flow, harmonizes, aids, benefits. Yeah, it's so interesting. For sure. See how it says harmonizes, aids, enriches, benefits, energizes, enjoys, support, indulges. And like I said, with the Knight of Cups, like there's some kind of sensuality coming through with you. Some of you are definitely designers. You could be fashion designers or something like that. It's interesting too because you picked the New York picture. So, you know, you could definitely be moving to a city like New York or even Paris or something and studying or doing like an internship or something like that with a design firm. You want to work with your hands. You want to work with tools. You need to be able to make something better is what I'm getting. Okay, let's see. Spirit, can you give me messages about group 1's life purpose? I'm gonna just get some messages from various different decks and then I'll bring it all together and get some final messages. Ocean, ebb and flow. Yeah, so you're definitely creative on some level. You need to do something creative, group 1. Dance, celebration. Look at that. So I was instantly gravitating to her outfit. Some of you, again, could be in the music industry or designing costumes or something, but design is definitely at a focus here. I am seeing that Magician card with the ancient Italian tarot here with a little apron, and that is reminding me of a fashion designer or something like that. Messages for group 1. What is group 1's life purpose? Excitement. And then on the bottom of the deck, publicity. Yeah, look at that. So you definitely want recognition on some level. You like to be around people. Some of you maybe are extroverts or you're ambiverts, and you do appreciate networking, or you appreciate going to events, or like getting to know people, seeing other people's creations, sharing and everything like that. Yeah, I feel like you can definitely find success doing this. 3 cards wanted to come out: Raven Spirit and Daffodil Fairy, Standing Stones, Butterfly Spirit, New Beginnings, Passage, and Transformation. So maybe, you know, you've been in a certain industry for a long time. Now it's time for you to shift. You want to make a shift. For others of you, you're just starting off and you know you have an interest in, you know, creative arts or something, but maybe you're expected to do something else. But definitely you need something exciting. You need something that makes you feel passionate or creative, like the ocean with the ebb and flow. You need something that's diverse and dynamic. You can't just do the same thing over and over and over again. This is very interesting with the Magician here. It just goes to show that, you know, you need to be able to create different things all the time and to be part of different projects and all that. Any other cards that I want to get? Okay. Final card for group 1. Tell me about group 1 and their life purpose. So the Fool really wanted to come out. It was already upturned the other way. Fearlessly revealing emotion, helping people laugh at absurdity and hypocrisy. Shadow attributes, using humor to wound rather than liberate. Denial of your emotional truth. And then you also have Avenger. Desire to balance the scales of justice, righteousness on behalf of society or oneself. Shadow attribute, resorting to violence in the name of a cause. Okay, so for real, you guys, some of you guys really are showing up here as a designer or a part of a fashion industry or something. Maybe even want to be a model or something. Notice how this person here has a mask. That's showing that they're happy here, but then underneath they're sad, and then this person here is wearing a cloak with the world on it. So you definitely want to travel, and it's so interesting how that's like his coat. Doesn't that remind you of like fashion design or something like that? But yeah, you definitely need a dynamic career, and it could definitely be fashion design, photography, be just being in the fashion industry potentially, maybe even acting, going to New York for that, something creative. Something creative. And I do feel that maybe, you know, New York could definitely benefit you. Like, obviously the circle in New York could be a good place for you to meet people and network. But there is this snake and the rider and the crossroads here. So this tells me that you kind of torn because there's something else that you want. So it really comes down to your decision. You know what, for some of you, a relationship or something like that is getting in the way of your decision. Maybe someone doesn't want you to leave, someone doesn't want you to do certain things. But go with the thing that makes you feel excited. Think about, you know, how it would feel like if you were getting up in a high rise or something, and then you look out your window and the skyline is outside of your window, and you're getting ready to go to an event or go to work, and whatever that dream job is for you, or that dream activity that you always want to be doing and getting up for, you should feel excited in that visualization. You should feel like, wow, this is exactly what I want to be doing right now. Yeah, definitely something with creativity, and I am now seeing a love energy here that is somehow related or in connection. Yep, you're definitely going to innovate something though. You want to create something new that's never been done before. And I'm very curious what industry this is. Let me know down in the comments below if it resonated, and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Bye. Hello group 2, if you picked the desert image, let's see your life purpose. What are you here on earth to do? Honestly, that image is so beautiful. I don't blame you for picking that one, honestly. All right, tell me about group 2 spirit. What is your life purpose? On the bottom of the deck, we've got the Tower, the Three of Swords, Eight of Wands and the Ace of Swords, Seven of Pentacles and the Four of Cups. Those are in reverse, I will say that. Okay, so your life purpose. You don't like to wait. You're very impatient. There's a lot of fast-moving energy here, and wanting to move forward very quickly, but maybe not knowing how to proceed. With the Ace of Swords there, you have like this very strong will though. Even amidst your confusion, group 2, you know that you'll be fine and that you're going to figure it out and you are going to be happy. You know what you want. Maybe you're not super clear on it, but you know you want certain things in your life. Maybe you want some kind of excitement or whatever it is, whether it's money or love or a luxurious lifestyle. You are literally going full speed ahead, or you're willing to go full speed ahead. You have all this energy that you just want to be able to channel towards something, and maybe there's not a lot of clarity for you, group 2. Does that resonate with you? Let me know down in the comments below. Like, are you feeling that way? Or maybe you're just like, no, I don't feel that way at all. I know what I want. Well, then maybe pick a different stack, but you can also stay here and listen to the conclusive messages because we're still going to get more cards. But right off the bat, I am getting an individual who doesn't have necessarily a lot of clarity. Like, there's no like specific answer. Like, you haven't actually pinpointed exactly what it is. But what you do know is that you're going to get there no matter what. That you will be happy and that you will succeed. And you're putting your full trust and full faith on the universe to provide the answers for you, provide the guidance for you. Honestly, group 2, your life purpose requires you to change significantly. With the Tower here, there is significant change that must happen. Or maybe you've already been there. Maybe you packed up all your things and moved to a different country or different state or something like that. Or maybe you quit your job and, you know, went full speed ahead to your business and you're questioning whether that was the right decision. The heart wanted to come through. Loyalty with the dog here. Okay, the cross. And once again, we get the Tower. Some of you are definitely questioning your career or your major or what you're studying. You don't know if it's the right thing anymore. Maybe you're considering dropping out. Look how the Tower is here and it's all decrepit and broken down. And then here it's intact next to the cross. So there's definitely something here about changing something significantly. A lot of you want to quit school, take a gap year, or take a break, or change course completely. You want to do like a 180. And at this point, I feel like you're not afraid of what anybody will say. You're actually, you know, willing to take that leap of faith, but you just want to, you know, feel more confident that, or you want to feel more confident in what that next step is going to be. 4th house, roots, family, home, background, comfort, cooking, inner world, real estate, shelter, self-care, rejuvenation, habits, shell. Some of you guys could honestly be very gifted in real estate or something pertaining to property. Virgo, the alchemist, methodical, aligned, ritualistic. You could be a Virgo. Efficient, insightful, healthy, dutiful, discerning, witchy, subtle, pure, refined, accurate, solitary, curatorial, critical, nervous, perfectionist. I'm still getting that interior design energy. Honestly, some of you guys could be great interior designers for sure, with the roots here in the home, in the 4th house, and Virgo with the alchemist here, and the Tower too. Maybe some of you guys regret what you studied, like you feel like you studied the wrong thing, and here you are, you have student debt. The message for you for sure, if that's you and that's resonating with you, is to Don't beat yourself up for those decisions. Like, you had to do those things. You had to get there to learn your lesson, or you had to do those things to learn your lesson. You had to go through that, and there were certainly a lot of things that you gained from that. Look at that, too. The Tower wants to come out again. Yeah, okay. All right, message is super clear. The Hanged Man, yep, and Judgment. Okay, so definitely a huge change. The Hanged Man wanted to come out in reversed. Yeah, so I think that you have been actually thinking a lot for way too long. Page of Swords. You were like steadily plotting something, group 2. Like, you were plotting your escape or something like that, honestly. Yeah. All right, this is a very interesting one. I love it. Okay. You are certainly going to make huge changes. Maybe you feel stagnant right now, honestly. That could potentially be why the 7 of Cups shows up in reversed here. Camera died right when it was getting good, but this is what I love about tarot when this happens. Is like, I'm feeling really in the flow for you, group 2. Look at that. You had endurance earlier. I don't know if I showed you that, but it's the Sun in, I believe this is Scorpio. Honestly, okay, you guys need to forgive me about this. I already forgot the symbols. I just remembered them last week. But I know this is the Sun. Endurance here. Look how that guy's wrestling with the Lion. And then choice. You got yourself a choice here. But like I said earlier, you were, maybe a lot of you actually, or a huge energy here is somebody who is really done with the way things have been going, or the way that they've been doing something. So you could have been stuck in a rut, or felt really bored with something that you've been doing for so long, and you're just waiting on this clarity, right? You're waiting on this perfect chance or perfect moment to do the next thing, or create the next thing, or to move on to the next chapter of your life. Notice how the Page of Swords here has a book. So for some of you, you know, this they have a book and they're tossing the other books. So some of you are definitely changing majors, doing a complete 180 of whatever it is that you're studying. Or maybe, you know, taking a gap year, taking a break, and pursuing something that you always wanted to pursue that may not always be seen as acceptable, or not necessarily acceptable. I guess it's more acceptable with the internet and everything like that. But you have a lot of different opportunities and chances to manifest this thing, or to make this desire of yours tangible. I'm not feeling like there's a lot of clarity, but for a lot of you, you guys are just done with the past. Like, you're ready to change. You're ready to do something completely different, start a new career, change careers. Maybe go back to school for some of you too. But, you know, you need this big shift. You have, you know, the potential. I think that a lot of you are afraid of taking a leap of faith. We know with a Virgo here, maybe you like consistency. Maybe you like to know what's gonna come. You like being grounded, you're practical, you're stable in a lot of ways, but sometimes even Virgos and people like that need to change things. And I was actually just having a conversation with somebody about this. They were frustrated that certain individuals in their lives were not changing, And I said, well, some people are stable like that. Like some people are consistent like that. But in this case, yes, maybe you were the consistent person or maybe not. But in this case, like your soul is certainly, you literally have the three towers here. Your soul is literally calling for you to change. And it wants to essentially jump out of your skin. I do feel like you have this sensation of exploding. You feel like you're going to explode into 1,000 pieces because you've been waiting so long for this opportunity, but you have to create it yourself. Right? And a lot of you, it could be with real estate, interior designer. Like this is your gift. With the tower too, like that's building, right? And the house here with the fourth house, the roots, and then you see the bed and shelter and everything that the fourth house represents. You know, it's really speaking to me like same energy, similar energy from group 1, or maybe I was just kind of tuning into both at the same time. But group 1 was about creativity, and I did mention architecture. And I feel like for you, you could be in architecture, interior designing, real estate, construction. Maybe you want to start a, is it called a contracting company? Contracting? I don't even know. Construction and the people that kind of manage builds and stuff like that. Is it? Now it's pissing me off. Contracting company. Refuge, Enchanted Fern Grotto. And then growth, toadstools. Yeah. Look how you have growth here. You're literally being called to grow. And you have to make that choice. And look at that innovation underneath. You literally, like, I don't know, like, I feel like with you, group 2, you say that you don't know how to move forward, but you do. And I do feel like you know that your gift is in properties or something pertaining to properties, building, even maybe like building materials. I need a drink of water. Like maybe you want to start a company, like a mining company or like a lumber company, like just something regarding homes. And you had this education for something completely different, potentially, for some of you. Give this video a thumbs up if it's resonating, and if that is you. But now you know what you actually want to do. And maybe that education of yours and certification of yours was completely different. But you know where your talent lies, you know what interests you. And I do feel like it has something to do with homes. So go for it. You know, you have all this energy, channel it to learning new things with the Page of Swords here. New things about this new field that you're about to break into or you want to break into. And that's exciting, you know, just if you feel like you don't have enough time, that's BS. You have at least 10 minutes to yourself. Maybe instead of scrolling through Instagram or TikTok, pick up a book at the bookstore or order it online, and instead of spending that 10 to 25 minutes scrolling through whatever social media app, read that book. Start. You know, you have the potential, but you have to take initiative. Group 2. Final messages. Yeah, it's gonna feel like a lot. It's gonna feel like an insurmountable mountain that you can't cross. But that's just an illusion. You can slowly chip away at it, and you can start now, and you will reach that next level, that next chapter of your life, and you'll finally be able to use those God-given talents that you were bestowed in a constructive way that not only inspires you and excites you, but also helps you grow. And look how this is refuge. What do you think about when you think of refuge? You think about shelter. You think about a home. And maybe I'm getting this wrong. Maybe it's not just about building or real estate. You know, maybe it's about fostering children. Maybe it's about just providing this safe shelter, this beautiful home for somebody, or being a part of that whole process of making that a reality for someone. Whatever that means, you know, maybe it's social work. Maybe it's creating that product that you had in your mind that you know was going to improve households. You know, there's certainly something here about homes and shelter. Group 2. But yeah, go for it. You got this. You need to start believing in yourself, and that you can get out of that rut that you're in. Alright, so I hope you enjoyed this. Give this video a thumbs up if you did and you resonated with it and you found value in it. I really appreciate it, and it helps a lot with the channel. I hope you have a great rest of your day, evening, or afternoon. Bye. Hey, Group 3, welcome to your reading. Let's get started. You picked this gorgeous image of this man on a boat with lanterns all around him, set in the evening. Got this gorgeous blue hue, and for me this image evokes peace and magic and the countryside, and that's just amazing. So I get it. I get why you picked that. Alright, tell me about Group 3's life purpose. What are they meant to do here on Earth? Ace of Wands. Why are you not focusing? Thank you very much. Ace of Wands. Tell me about Group 3 Spirit. Justice. In this ancient Italian tarot deck, they switched justice and strength. So justice is 8 and strength is 11. No, it fell on the floor. One sec. And then you have the 9 of Pentacles. Okay. On the bottom of the deck is the 5 of Swords. Oh my goodness. You might be a Libra. Or you could be a very serious person in comparison to people your age or your peers. Maybe you feel like they are into clubbing or partying and you're just completely different. You might be introverted a little bit. That's what I'm getting. Doesn't have to be. That was just what I was getting right away. But let's get more messages for you. Tell me about Group 3 Spirit. Tell me about Group 3 Spirit and life purpose. Affair. Tell me about Group 3's life purpose. You may be a marriage counselor or a therapist, Group 3. Lust, egotism, and innovation. Let's just take all of them. So here's egotism, innovation, and lust. So you could definitely be not an affair, but you could be a marriage counselor. The bottom of the deck is defense. Yikes. Wow, this is just crazy to me. It's so clear. Like, you're something in relation to contracts, marriages, relationships. like I said, you could be very serious. You could be a lawyer, for instance, or a marriage counselor, a therapist, or something like that. Tell me about group 3's life purpose, what they are meant to do here on earth. Why are they here? What are their gifts, Spirit? Yeah, with the Justice there, that definitely set the energy. The Fox and the Rider. You could also be in law enforcement or government. The bottom of the deck is the gift. So group 3, with the innovation here for sure, you, like I said, you could have more of these traditional careers, or you could have a more traditional career path, such as getting into law or government or counseling or something like that, law enforcement. But you are also going to be innovating these fields and the system. Yeah, you might definitely have a passion for justice here and defending the innocent. You do have defense on the bottom of the deck. You could also be somebody who is very blunt and outright with, like, your words. You don't really like to lie. Or, you know, we can do that the opposite too. Maybe you do like to lie and you're changing yourself. Maybe you've learned something new or you learned a lesson, but I'm going to read this as if you're somebody who doesn't like to lie. You're an honest person, an honest, hard-working person, and you're simple. You're a simple person, but there's something here about an injustice, and I feel like maybe you have been bullied in the past, and that has really significantly impacted you. Or something happened in your life where you felt like an injustice, and you really don't want that to happen. You've almost dedicated your life to that, because we're getting cards here about justice and law enforcement and the system. Tell me about group 3. Spirit, tell me about group 3's life purpose. Semi-sextile, allowing, encourages, sees the potential, and clarifies, gives hope to, compensates, intuits, tempers, responds, cycles, grows, realizes, rewards. And then on the bottom is Cancer, the doula. You could be a Cancer, doesn't have to be, but feeling, sympathetic, comforting, nostalgic, protective. Yeah. Intuitive, birthing, tender, nocturnal, caring, moody, receptive, lunar, sentimental, introverted, defensive. Defensive, protective. You've got defense here. And then you also have justice. So maybe you're a mother. Maybe something happened. Maybe you want to protect children. Maybe you want to protect innocent people. Maybe you want to make changes. Maybe you want to create laws, pass bills. Like I said, government potentially for you. Or law enforcement. Tell me a little bit about group 3's personality. Tell me a little bit about group 3's general personality. Prostitute on the bottom of the deck. I'm not saying you're a prostitute, although maybe you could, have been in sex work, but it says here, light attribute accentuates the challenge of surviving without negotiating the power of your spirit. Shadow attribute places material considerations and security above self-empowerment. So this could just be tuning into various people who picked group 3, but what I'm getting with this is that you really truly do have a sense of justice and you want to do the right thing. You know that there are certain things necessary in order to survive in life. You know how business works. You're very smart, but you also don't want to give up your integrity and your honor and your principles. And that could be tough, and this is why you're going to be good in law enforcement or like law or even counseling or something. You have this ability to be neutral and objective, but also you have a strong sense of right and wrong. You are very protective of something or someone, and I feel like this is because of a certain experience that you had. Companion, loyalty, tenacity, and unselfishness. Shadow attributes, betrayal by misusing confidences, loss of personal identity. Yeah, so relationships, group 3, are very important for you in your purpose. You're dealing with relationships, and like I said initially, it could be because you're meant to be a marriage counselor or like a marriage lawyer or something, like a divorce lawyer or something like that. Guide, light attributes, represents the nature of the divine in life and in yourself. Shadow attribute places financial gain and control over imparting spiritual insight. So yeah, I mean, maybe you could be struggling with this. You could be torn between doing the right thing and also making money, and you're trying to find the balance in between that. And I am seeing that with prostitute here. And it makes sense too, because the career paths that were coming up for you were very high-paying career paths. And usually that means that there is a high potential, a possibility of corruption. And you want to be that person that really stands true in your beliefs and in your principles and in your integrity. However, you know that you could potentially be influenced. Student, humility and devotion to knowledge, openness to lifelong learning. Shadow attributes, arrogance in the pursuit of destructive knowledge, unwillingness to translate knowledge into action. So yeah, some of you could be struggling with laziness or just feeling a lack of motivation. But you're also very curious. I love this photo. It's so cute how she's a tree. But yeah, you're definitely interested in, you're like an intellectual in a lot of senses. You truly care about the bigger things or the more serious things in life versus the other stacks who are more like creative. Not to say that they don't care about the bigger things, but you really want to dedicate your life to those things, and I can relate to that, and I understand that. Yeah, for some of you guys, you could even be a coach with a partner. Like your partner and yourself could be coaching other people, teaching them together. Final messages for group 3, please. Tell me about group 3's purpose, life purpose. What are they here to do? Rebirth, DNA, karma. Again, with the karma, it's like this justice, right? Generations, rebirth. Huh. There's definitely a lot of justice coming through here with this generations card and rebirth. You know, maybe you have ancestry that, you know, have a lot of negative history, such as, you know, slaves or the Holocaust or something like that. And you really want justice for those things. You want to ensure that those things don't happen. And money is important to you at the same time, so you don't want to be corrupted, group 3. And that's important to you. You want to be different. You don't want to fall for the same traps that others before you have fallen into, and I think you're familiar with them. I think that you know that anybody could want to create change, but it's so easy for people who had the best of intentions to fall into the trap of greed or corruption. But I think that your intention in your heart is pure, and whatever it is, whatever career path, please let me know down in the comments below. What do you think that this is about? Like, what are you really gravitating to? What career path are you gravitating to? Yeah, I do feel like it's more a traditional job. Like, you're going to have to go to work at a specific time and then leave at a specific time. It could be 9 to 5, or it could be different hours, but you know, you do have a place to go to for work, like an office or something like that. You're just very much so passionate about justice and injustice, group 3, and your life purpose, at least from what I'm seeing here, definitely pertains to that, to the system, and reforming it, changing it, innovating it. And you believe that you have the capacity to enact change, but you know that, you know, you also question yourself, because you know that people have tried it in the past and they've said that they wanted to do certain things and haven't succeeded. So what makes you different? And I see your dilemma in that, honestly. Prosperity, bee spirit. So it looks like whatever it is that you're considering, you're on the right path. And I do appreciate, group 3, your hubris and your discernment and temperance and the way that you approach things. I think that your humility is really admirable, and you're very wise and smart, and you know yourself, or you're getting to know yourself more. And I do feel like you have the capacity to move forward in this field. But it's going to take re-inspiring yourself consistently and educating yourself on new topics often. Where is that card that I was... Oh, here. Yeah, so I do feel like you're always going to be inspired once you pursue this path that is in your head right now. You're probably thinking about something right now, and if you pursue that path that you're thinking about, you will always have something to learn. There's always going to be something to learn or read about, or kind of get updated on, for the lack of a better term. So you're never going to be bored. There's always going to be something new, something interesting. And it's a lifelong commitment. It's not just, oh, go to school for 4 years and I'm done. This is something that you know that you absolutely have to keep on learning about. Because there's always something new, like I said. Like, for instance, law or government or something, or law enforcement. And yeah, definitely you're balancing out some kind of scale here. And that's all I can say about it, because I'm just going to be grasping at air if I were to continue. But please share down in the comments below what you think this is. I don't know. It's so interesting, especially with this card coming through. I'm very curious what this DNA card pertains to. Let me know, share down below what you think it is for you personally, and I'd love to hear more about it. Bye, have a good one. Hey, group 4, you picked the Great Wall of China. Let's see your life purpose, or clues about your life purpose. What are you meant to do here on Earth? Spirit, tell me about group 4's life purpose, please. Thank you. All right, so you're getting the Empress and the Temperance. On the bottom of the deck is the Queen of Pentacles. All right. So, group 4, I'm just going to be real with you. I feel that you were royalty or a high-ranking person in your past life. If you believe in your past life, in having past lives. If not, you just have this desire to have power and wealth and live a somewhat luxurious lifestyle. You also get the Page of Cups. You could be young with high aspirations. You could be a water sign or a Taurus, Sagittarius perhaps. You could also be an earth sign. Tell me a little bit more about group 4's life purpose. I do feel like you are somebody who likes to dress very well. You like jewelry, you like the finest clothing, you like to look good. You're very graceful. Maybe you're timid. A lot of people might call you timid. But you have this like classic beauty. Whip here is showing up. Tell me a little bit about group 4's life purpose. For some of you, I feel like you have had strict parents. And maybe you came from a middle class or upper middle class wealthy family. Clover. But I feel like your family, your parents, certainly set you up for success. It may have not always been nice. Maybe you felt unloved or hurt by their actions or the way that they did things. Maybe they were strict. Anchor on the bottom of the deck. But they certainly did it for your own good. A lot of you could have taken a lot of classes in when you were younger. Like your parents put you through classes, vigorous classes. I'm hearing some of you play piano quite a bit. Mending. Yeah, so there could be a situation where you are not in good terms with somebody. And this could be a confirmation for you that this is in fact your reading. That's too many. Breathe, 29. Yeah, so some of you could also be dealing with anxiety, but let's see. Unfinished Symphony. Look at that, and the piano is showing up in the back. So some of you could definitely be musicians, classical musicians. You could be playing piano. That's funny. But yes, I am feeling like you're very classical, you're classy. Could be a classical musician or you played classical music. Again, piano here is showing up very strongly, and I felt that from the beginning. Your life purpose right now is to enjoy yourself, to go with the flow. Like you're very much so in your feminine right now, and maybe you feel like you need more meaning in your life. The Boss, Capricorn. You could be a Capricorn, doesn't have to be, but serious, authoritative, ambitious, realistic, structured, traditional, wise, enduring, accomplished, Badass, majestic, competent, prepared, down to earth, corporate, reserved, rigid, disciplined. You could certainly be reserved, but yes, you're definitely structured. You're traditional. You're certainly competent for sure. Quincunx, complexity, irritates, puzzles, mystifies, complicates. Okay. Educates, and then you get square, challenge, creates tension, stalls, sounds the alarm, motivates, pressures into, frustrates, demands, struggles, reorient, hurts, works out, reconciles. Yeah, okay, so this could also be a situation where you're dealing with an issue with the boss or something like that. Maybe you have a female boss, you work for a woman owned and operated company potentially. Give this video a like and let me know down in the comments below what that's about, if that's resonating with you, because I am getting a lot of strong feminine figures here, group 4. But also a lot of energy of humility and just a very reserved individual in comparison to like their loud, boisterous peers. This individual is very much so quiet, timid, but very classy, beautiful. Isolation. You could be feeling isolated right now. It's so interesting because it's not showing up as like your life purpose. It's showing up as like who you are. Seduction. So I feel that you have this desire to seduce, or maybe you have that tendency. Flirtation. Yeah, so there's definitely a love interest here for sure. I feel like you already are all set. Now I'm getting a strong energy that you are certainly, some of you, especially the ladies, you're meant to be a stay-at-home mom. Like your purpose is to be a mom. And you already have everything else. Like you're going to be okay financially. I am seeing that your partner is probably going to be wealthy. You might come from a middle to upper class family, like I mentioned in the beginning. And your purpose is to be a mom, a wife. And I know that's kind of like controversial for some people, especially modern women who feel like they have to have careers, but the facts of the matter is, you know, you don't have to just be a wife and a mother, like staying at home, like revolving your whole entire life around your husband and your kids. You could also have a side business, and that's certainly possible. With the isolation here and seduction and flirtation, like this could already be you. You could literally be a stay-at-home mom and you're feeling bored because you feel isolated, or you feel like you can't connect with others as easily as you used to before. Like you feel like you're kind of losing yourself here. Some of you could have played piano in your youth or when you were younger, or maybe that was a huge part of your life before you went into this next phase of your life. That's showing up here, so that could be a sign for you to start playing piano again, or playing music like you used to in the past, or doing something that you used to in the past. For me, that's art. I'm really excited to finish my deck that I've been working on, and I've been really loving just sitting down and drawing again like I used to, versus being so focused on work all the time. Let's see. What do I want to get? Okay. Can you tell me a little bit more about life? Can you tell me a little bit more, Spirit, about Group 4's life purpose? I'm hearing family, like very strongly, family. So that's your purpose, family. You know, you are the Empress here. You are the Empress here. And the Queen of Pentacles, so renewal. Yeah, so some of you could already be that, and maybe you need a refresh. You need to spice it up a little bit, you know. And I am seeing seduction and flirtation here. This could be signs to spice it up in the bedroom with your partner, or do something to spice up your romance. I'm not advocating for affairs, but if you're into that, or your husband is into that, or your wife is into that, then I'm not going to judge you. But yeah, like, I'm seeing here energies to spice up something for others of you. You're not there yet, but family is a huge part. Like I said, I don't have all of the answers. I'm not saying that you must do this. You have free will. Like, that's already a fact. I shouldn't even have to explain that. You have free will. This is me reading for you. You take it or leave it. You're here for a purpose. You're here for a reason, and you're still here because there's something that you're getting out of it. I could be giving you clues or messages that will lead you either directly or indirectly to your life purpose, and maybe that could change. But you're here for a reason. It's resonating with you for a reason. Just remember that. I really can't stand it when people are like, oh, you're playing God. Playing God. People have free will. Just because I say that you're going to be a family person and that your life purpose pertains to your family and your husband or wife or your children, does not mean that that's all that you are. Of course, you're a dynamic individual, and maybe you don't want to have kids. I'm not going to judge you for that, but from what I'm seeing here, from your energy, this is your message. You're a family woman, a family man. You're a wife, you're a mom. Your purpose is to raise your children well, feed them nutritious food. Like, that's what I'm seeing here. This is a life purpose reading. I don't know why I got so triggered, but I was just feeling like someone is feeling like I'm playing God. Like, that's just ridiculous to me. This is a YouTube general reading. It's not that serious. You watch all the time these family vloggers basically scripting their own fucking lives, and you're like, oh, that's cool. But then when I do a reading, you're like, oh my god, she's lying to me. Meanwhile, you're over there watching ads about these incredible eyelash serums, or this weight loss metabolic boosting pill that's lying to you, and then you're upset at me for giving you a tarot reading. You know what I mean? That's just to certain people that are watching, that are just watching to hate. That's not to you, Group 4. I wanted to voice that out. People are so hypocritical. They watch politicians lie to their faces all day on Channel 4 or whatever it is, and then when someone's like, oh, you're lying to me, this is a fake thing, tarot is not real. Like, oh, but you were just watching that politician lie to your face for like 30 minutes, so what's the difference, you know? I'm not saying I'm lying to you, like, I'm genuinely telling you the truth. This is what I'm reading here. This is what I'm sensing. Retreat, spirit guardian of winter. Notice how there's that home too. So winter could be a huge time period for you guys. Group 4. Yeah. Maybe winter is time for you to renew things. If that even makes sense. Gratitude. Yeah. Maybe some of you forgot to have gratitude. Forgot to be thankful for the things that you have, and for the wonderful relationships that are in your life. Let's see, one more message for Group 4. And I'm so sorry. I was hoping to give you your life purpose, and I think that I did. But for some reason, I really feel, I don't know who it's coming from, but I'm feeling like this hesitation from somebody. Like, they really are so upset, or maybe it's just my projection, that your life purpose could potentially be just being a mother and a loving wife, and being a housewife, or being a home keeper, or whatever it's called. What is it? Homekeeper? I don't know. Like, someone's very offended by that, and I don't know if it's because I am used to people saying that that's not good to attain for, but that's valuable to have a strong household to raise children in. And that's an amazing life purpose. And if you can do that and be a stay-at-home mom and have your own business, I feel like you won in life, group 4. So don't ever let anybody judge you for the things that you want out of life. Power. Yeah, like you're the freaking empress, dude. Perspective. You have the power over your life, your happiness. Just because you're a mom or a wife or both of those things, and maybe you're staying at home taking care of your children, does not mean you don't have power. You are literally the backbone of every freaking society. You know, you're a matriarch, and there's power in that. You know, you get to feed your husband as he goes out to work and dominates. You get to make sure he's had a balanced meal, so he has energy throughout the day to provide for your family. You get to make sure that your kids are, you know, good people so that they can help others and they can create change, positive change in the world. And that just doesn't mean that that's all that you are. You're also your own individual self. You have talents. Some of you, like I said, are musicians, and you know, you could also do that on the side. As your kids get older and they start to want to do their own things, you can also start to get back to music or whatever it is that you're interested in the past or really passionate about. It's not the end of the world, you know? Yeah, I am seeing now with the whip and the clover here that some of you guys don't feel very grateful lately about the things that you do have. You have a lot, you know? You have a lot of things to be grateful for. A lot of people want what you have. But yeah, it's time to kind of spice things up a little bit. Wear a cute outfit, flirt with your husband, be silly. It's time for you to smile more. Get one. Child magical. Seeing the potential for sacred beauty in all things. A belief that everything is possible. Shadow attributes pessimism, depression, and disbelief in miracles. Believing that energy and action are not required for growth. So I feel like that's your final message. You do with that as you please. Alright, that's your message, group 4. Thank you for watching. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it and you found value in it. And if you resonated, I really appreciate it. It always helps with the channel. Bye! Hello, group 5. Thank you for joining me. Let's get started with your life purpose reading. What are you meant to do here on earth? I think that image that you chose is somewhere in the Mediterranean, I assume. Tell me about group 5, spirit. What is group 5's life purpose? Why they're here on earth? Messages for group 5's life purpose. As a disclaimer, not a disclaimer, as a disclaimer, only take the messages that resonate and leave the rest. Some may resonate with you, others may not. And that's because those other messages are for other people. And this is a general YouTube reading, you guys. Don't take it too seriously, but if it's meant for you, it's meant for you, and you'll get exactly what you need out of it. Give it a chance and open your mind to the potential and the possibility that I could potentially be tuning into your energy, and that these messages could potentially help you either directly or indirectly towards your heart's desire and your true life purpose. Okay, we've got here the Page of Swords. All right, Page of Swords. Three of Cups. and the Four of Swords. On the bottom of the deck is the Moon card. Look how beautiful this Moon card is, though. For those of you who picked group 5, you could be an air sign, Aquarius, Gemini, or Libra. Doesn't have to be. You know what? I'm feeling like your purpose has a lot to do with being a support system for the people around you. That's just one message. The Ring. Let's get more messages. Spirit, please tell me about group 5's life purpose. What are they meant to do? Messages about group 5's life purpose. The House and the Child. Wow, okay. So you guys could be watching both groups 4 and 5. But this is so interesting to me. Look at that. You get the Ring, the House, and the Child. What do these images bring up, you guys? Family, right? I sure hope so. Family. You get the Child, the House, and the Ring. Family, you're a wife, a mom, dad. But also with the Three of Cups and the Four of Swords here, I'm getting here loyalty and safety and security in relationships. You could have a tendency to be jealous with the Page of Swords here. There certainly be a tendency to be jealous and a fear of affairs, fear of extramarital affairs, fear of cheating, disloyalty, especially with the Moon here. But yeah, you know, it could definitely be that you marry wealthy with a King of Pentacles underneath the Moon, and maybe that's why. Or you marry somebody who's very handsome or powerful or magnetic or charming, not necessarily charming, but very attractive, and maybe that's where the jealousy is coming from. But it looks like a lot of your life purpose is very similar to group 4, at least for now. And look at that, you get the Moon again. 2 moons. The moons are different in the Lenormand and the Tarot deck, but they're also very similar. This is about fame and recognition and publicity. And this is more about mystery and illusion. But yeah, like you could potentially have a very high profile relationship, marriage, or something, or job that requires you to be in the public eye, and also kind of keep things under wraps at home. Like you don't want any scandals to come out. Does that make sense? Because you have the public eye on you or something like that. That is just for some of you, not all, obviously, but at the core of it, I'm trying to get to the core of it. The core of it certainly has to do with family, you know, and that could get muddled with a lot of the noise in your life. Because you're a very dynamic individual. You want to be entertained. You want to, you have a purpose. You want to enact change. You want to produce something meaningful. You want to innovate. You're all of these things, but you're also a family person. You're a wife, you're a mom, whatever it is. Your grandma, grandpa, like ultimately, like at the core of it all is your family. But you tend to get distracted by these other things, is what I'm getting. Yeah, look at that, domination. You're a very fiery individual for sure. Could be an air sign, doesn't have to be. Tell me more about group 5. Group 5's life purpose. What is group 5 here to do? Detachment. Venus and Aquarius in the 11th house, and then you get negotiation, risk. Honestly, some of you guys are meant to be politicians, maybe in your local or state government, or maybe even national or federal. Submission and principle. Lots of bird imagery here. You want freedom. You want freedom, but you also have a family. So I'm getting like with group 5, like you're somebody who would probably hire a maid or hire a driver or something like that. Potentially, not for all. If, again, only take the messages that resonate with you and leave the rest. But because you're so busy, like you have businesses, you have engagements, you have networking events to go to, so you need to kind of outsource some of these things that a regular family person would do on their own, such as grocery shopping, driving, picking up kids or stuff like that. I'm getting like a huge wealthy energy for some people. A lot of people are like really shooting for the stars here. I'm talking like multi-millionaire kinds of money is what I'm getting here. But also with that comes serious responsibilities. Tell me a little bit more about group 5s. I don't want that to scare you, because I know some of you guys kind of get scared about like that kind of money. I mean, we all want that kind of money, but the responsibilities that come with it could be a lot or too much for many people. You could potentially be working for a large company or founding a large company with your husband or your wife or your partner. There's nothing really concrete for me to say is your life purpose, because you're a very dynamic individual. Like I said in the beginning, you have a lot of things that you want to do, a lot of things that you want to accomplish, but also at the core of it, you have the child, the house, and the ring here. So that's, very important to you. This is something that you know you want and that you will have, and it's something that you want to take care of, something that ultimately, you're number one. But there's also so many things. You want recognition for your, whatever it is. You want recognition for your talents. For your prowess. For your strengths. Warrior, strength, skill, discipline, and toughness of will. Heroism, stoicism, and self-sacrifice and conquering the ego. Shadow attributes. Trading ethical principles for victory at any cost. Indifference to the suffering inflicted on others. So honestly, group, my camera is about to die in one moment. But you get warrior, shadow attributes, trading ethical principles for victory at any cost, indifference to the suffering inflicted on others. And then on the bottom of the deck, you get angel, light attribute, helping those in need with no expectation of return. Shadow attributes, acting innocent or angelic to mislead others. Falsely claiming to be in touch with angelic guidance. Okay, so yeah, I do feel like you're somebody who has the best intentions. But I will say that those things that you desire to achieve could potentially take your focus away from your family, which could lead to problems in that area of your life. And I'm not predicting problems, I'm just saying that that's something to be wary of or aware of, because you do have that tendency to work hard and to focus all of your energy and attention to your projects or your career. And again, that's not good if you have a family, because that could cause problems. And we all know the story and we all know how it goes. Also, I'm getting that you tend to detach using your work. You're a good person though. You really just, you're very hardworking. Career is very important to you. Especially for the men out there too. Like your career could potentially get in between your family life, and that could cause some strain in your marriage and stuff. And it's like that typical story, right? 6th house, craft, work. What was I just saying? Details, health, well-being, diet, service, daily rituals, contribution, organization, purification, skills, apprenticeship, and method. I was just telling you, work. It's very important to you. Saturn, wisdom, discipline, structure, again, structure, time, responsibility, test, ambition, difficulty, restraint, grounding, practicality, self-control, tradition, realism, container, bones, maturity, gravity, scaffolding. And then the bottom of the deck is Libra, idealist. Harmonious, cooperative, balanced, socially aware, artistic, people-pleasing, fair, idealistic, aesthetic, choosy, aspirational, geometric, graceful, considerate, obliging, indecisive, judgmental, flattering. So yeah, you definitely have two sides of you, group 5. You have this super go-getter, like work super hard, workaholic kind of person, but you also have a softer side. And so I feel like those of you pick group 5, you're very inclined towards philanthropy and charity and nonprofits, but not the kind of nonprofits that are greedy and seek to profit. You actually want to genuinely help people. And I honestly feel like you will have the financial means to. No promises, but that's a potential for you. And you have free will, so whatever it is that you choose is what you choose. What will be, what is what will be. Take it or leave it. Meadow, vulnerability. Yeah, you kind of have trouble with this, honestly, because I am seeing detachment here. So some of you could have trouble showing your emotions, especially with your wife or your spouse. And again, that could lead to issues. That just keeps coming up for me. Effortless. Waterfall. A lot of things in your life will be effortless, group 5. A lot of things in your life have been effortless. But that's also a lie, because they were effortless due to the hard work of those before you and your hard work. Your children and your family will benefit from your hard work and your willingness to change for the better, improve yourself, improve your community, and be of service. Pure spirit, purification. And on the bottom of the deck is freedom. So this is very important to you, freedom. And I was sensing that tension in the marriage here is freedom, but honestly that can be overcome with communication and vulnerability. You guys can overcome those issues, especially if you're having issues right now. That could be a message for some of you, like a message now. But in the future, like if you ever feel like you are experiencing tension because of a career or somebody's work, that stuff can be overcome. And just I think that it's worth fighting for in terms of what I'm getting here, like for sure. Let's see, let's get one of these. You're just so passionate about this thing that you're doing, and I'm trying to figure out what it is. I honestly feel like it has something to do with a company and, again, philanthropy, a kind of movement, or just some ideology that is very important to you, that you're trying to make tangible, that you want to come to fruition. Time out wants to come through. Yeah, so this is important if you're having problems with certain relationships, because again of your tendency to overwork yourself, to focus all of your energy towards your career, completion. At the end of your life, Group 5, I think that your family is going to benefit from all of the work that you've done, all of the passion and energy and attention and time that you put into the thing that you're passionate about. I honestly don't know what it is. I was hoping to figure it out, but like I said, I don't know everything, and I can't always get the answer to everything. Teaching and learning, the bottom of the deck. That could have something to do with your passion, but what I'm getting more so for you, Group 5, is the surrounding energy regarding what it is your life purpose is. Yeah, I think it's because the moon is here. It's just blocking me. I just don't know. All I know is that freedom is very important to you. And maybe that has something to do with this thing that you're very passionately working towards. Maybe it's just money and wanting the money in order to buy you financial freedom. Notice how the bird here is in a cage, and in here they're free. But we also have the eagle here. So birds are really coming through strongly for you. There's this feeling of wanting to let this bird out of its cage, and that's what you're working on. It could be you, it could be someone else. Maybe you're fighting for the freedom of a wrongly convicted person, and that's getting in the way of your marriage. But there's obviously, you know, good sacrifices and bad sacrifices, and I feel like your partner should be somebody that should understand that and support you through that. And I feel like you can meet somebody like that if you haven't already. And it's not always going to be easy, but I am feeling like you will have a beautiful family life as a support system for you. Like you'll have your own little family, but you'll also have this thing that is so important to you at the same time. And honestly, I feel like they're equal to you, and that's really sad to me. It's not sad per se, like I understand that completely, but it's just sad that someone's family is not their main focus. Maybe that's just my own personal issues, but like I've had that happen in my life in the past, obviously with parents and just childhood traumas and stuff. It would be nice to have like a family unit that is super close. Sorry about that, my camera died, but as I was saying, I felt like I was kind of repeating everything, but I do feel like your family is important to you, but you're also very much so equally enamored by your purpose. And I feel like this purpose has a lot to do with freedom. And I know how vague that is, but that's what I'm getting. Your purpose has to do with freedom and setting someone free. And it could be law, it could be philanthropy, it could be charity, it could be activism. But you're essentially halving your time and your energy and your heart with your family with this thing, and that's causing tension. Or it has caused tension, or it will cause tension, but you can overcome that, and that's no lie. It could be a company. It could be your company. It could be your life's work, but I just don't know what it is, and I'm so sorry. I really wanted to really tune into that, but sometimes I just can't. Like, there's nothing that I could do. To be fair, could have something to do with law once more for some of you with the freedom thing. That makes sense. Let's see. I don't know. Let me know, group 5, what you think it is. Hopefully you got some messages that resonated with you. One last thing I will say, though, there is a power dynamic, or there's a power struggle in your marriage or relationship. So you guys could both be very equally headstrong. And yeah, you guys might have to like negotiate a little bit the terms of your agreement. Okay. All right. So now I'm getting that your life purpose is your marriage. It's many things, but it's your marriage also. Like your kids are just, they're in the back. They're important and you care about them, you love them. I'm not saying that they're just like swept under the rug. They're important, but your purpose is your marriage. It could honestly be a twin flame union kind of situation. But you're also working on like this mission too. And I was sensing that earlier, that you guys have this greater mission. Could have something to do with this bird in this cage, where you're trying to together free that bird, quote unquote bird. Of course that's metaphorical, right? Don't know what that bird is, but yeah, I'm now getting the sense that your marriage is your life purpose, or one of them. And I think that it's showing me like a timeline. It's showing me like your whole entire energetic frequency or key, and then I'm seeing that in the middle is this period of putting most of your energy to your mission, towards your mission, your life mission, or life's work, I should say, not life mission, your life's work. And again, it was that kind of career, right? That thing that I was talking about that you were so focused on, that was kind of causing tension with your family life and your marriage. But at the end of it, you come home to your marriage and to your family, because you've done that other work. So like I said, you're very dynamic. You have many different life purposes, but the essence of it is the principle. Yeah, I get it now. It's the principle of what it is that you're fighting for. You're fighting for an idea. You're fighting for an ideology. You're fighting for a principle, a value, a way of life. You're spreading a message. Yeah, you're spreading a message. You're spreading a teaching, if you will, whatever it is. But that is what you are fighting for. And maybe it's not as big as I initially made it out to be for others, but that's okay. Your life purpose is to speak your truth, to stand grounded in your values and in your heart, in what you want to say, what you want to express. And to come home to your divine counterpart, your person, your partner. You come together with this person because of that shared value, that shared belief. And at first, you weren't sure that you're going to... At first, you weren't sure that it was going to be. Maybe you didn't pay too much mind to this person. I'm trying to figure this out. Maybe you didn't think that this was going to lead to anything with this person, but this person ends up becoming your partner. That's just a message for some of you. I know that's kind of all over the place, but those who are still resonating are still here and resonating with that particular message, and those who aren't have already left anyway. So this one is a very complicated one. But that's all I have for you, Group 5. I know that's kind of a weird place to end, but the good news is you grow wise. You really have a ton of experience. Or you will. Like, you'll go through these things and come out of it so much wiser that you could potentially write a book or teach others about it. Like, I am getting that from your energy. It could have something to do with marriage, too. Yeah, let me know what you thought about that. I'm zapped. I'm so tired from this reading. I'm trying to, figure it out. That's all I have. I don't have a tangible answer, which kind of frustrates me because I wanted that. But at least we know that it's now based on the principle, your truth, your message, and something pertaining with the partnership. So, yeah, that's your reading, Group 5. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it.